Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have another project to share with you using the Lift Me Up stamp set, and then this one really features the matching die cuts, which are the Up and Away Thinlit dies from the Occasions catalog to match the stamp set, and then the Designer Series paper. So many fun pieces in this really coordinate with each other. So I have some tips and tricks, and I'm going to teach you how to make a cardstock shadow box with a kickstand on the back so that you can put this up on a shelf someplace. So lots of tips and tricks in this one. Let's get stamping. Alright, so for this project, the shadow box, you're going to need this piece of paper that is pre-scored for you, as well as all the goodies in the Stamps Mail Club kit. So grab this paper, and let me show you first how I did this in case you're wanting to reproduce this again at home. Okay, this is the Simply Scored board that Stampin' Up! Carries. I love it, and I am going to show you. So usually use the stylus that comes with it, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to use a pen, Paper Pumpkin pen. Woohoo, Paper Pumpkin. If you're not a subscriber yet, you should be. You can learn more about that on my website. But the pen will help us so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. So I am going to use this piece of, let's see, I don't always score with pens, so we'll see how this works. I have an 8.5 by 8.5 piece of paper, cardstock, and I am scoring every ½ inch so that I get 4 score lines. I'm right-handed, so I like to score at this side of the board. If I were left-handed, I would score over there, but I am going to score on all 4 sides. So at 8 inches, at 7.5 inches, at 7, and at 6.5. And of course you could change these numbers if you wanted to make a different size frame. So you're going to have a big grid here with all of these score lines, okay? Now the next step is to add the dovetailed corner pieces. So what you're going to do is on one side and then the opposite, you're going to go down another ½ inch, so to 6, and I am going to add a 1 inch line. So here, I'll show you that. See how I did that? So I just went down 1 inch at a ½ inch from each of those. I'm going to take my paper and flip it to the opposite, and I'm going to do the same thing. So ½ inch there, or ½ inch over, 1 inch down, so it covers 2 lines, okay? Now, we want to have little corner pieces. See how these corners come across here? So let me show you where those corners are going to go. You're actually going to put one here like this, whoosh, and one here like this. Whoosh. So you can do that just by drawing if you want to. So here, I'll show you one just to draw. You'd probably be better off not to do it on your scoreboard because it's all bumpy down there. But there's my corner. Or, see how that works? If you're feeling fancy, you can use your scoreboard, your Simply Scored, to do this for you. So I'm putting one corner at 6 inches, double check to make sure the other corner is here at 6 inches, and now right where I want that line to be there and here, they are vertical lines that I know are exactly at 45 degrees from where we started, okay? And then to get this one and the other one, we're going to move it 90 degrees to one side, and then same thing, I'm going to find this spot here and score like that, and then this one here and score like that, okay? So here is the paper that we have. Of course, yours in your kit will be Night of Navy to match, but I'm going to go ahead and show you this for demonstration purposes. So you should be able to see the same score lines on your navy cardstock that you see here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut pieces away, and I've got my Melon Mambo marker here to show. So this piece over here, this here, this one down here, and this one here, these are all the places that we're going to cut away. So we're kind of going to end up with like a giant plus sign. Now, this is a really big key. The first time I made this, it really didn't go together super smoothly, and I was so frustrated. So here's my tip for you. When you're cutting, make sure you cut just inside the score lines, okay? Cut away more rather than less. Does that make sense? So see how I'm cutting inside my pen lines? You'll cut just inside your score lines so that what you have left as your piece that you're keeping does not include that score space. Okay, see how we have that all cut out? Here's the the other version in navy. You're going to cut that one out. And now we're going to put some adhesive on here. So let me show you where the adhesive is going to go. It's going to go right here at this line. Okay, close up there. And then the same place all four sides. It's easier for me to keep going in one direction. If I turn it, I have to think again about where I'm putting my line. Okay, so that's where the adhesive is going to go. All right, so I'm going to use Fast Fuse. Tear tape would also be a good choice. The green lid glue, the multi-adhesive. And I realized I didn't get my adhesive right up next to the line, so I'm going to go one more time. You want your adhesive right up at that score line. Not past it, ideally, but right up at it. All right, and then I'm going to put here also. Okay. All right, now some directions have, if you are looking for these, some directions have you flip it over and go ahead and put adhesive at the corners. I'm going to go ahead and leave that for now. We'll leave that off, and then I'll show you where I'm going to add that. So the adhesive is on the side that I scored on, which means that the divots are going down like this, which means that I'm going to fold this direction. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to fold and crease every single one of those lines. Oh, that would have been easier to do before you put adhesive on. Ah! Okay, don't do that. That's silly. So here, let me get rid of my paper so that it doesn't keep sticking every time I do this. So go ahead and fold on all of those score lines, including the ones, gosh, good thing sticky strip is so, or Fast Fuse is so sticky, isn't it? Including the ones there. So since you're watching all the directions before you do this, just remember to fold first. Okay, so we have this, and what's going to happen now is my pieces are going to come around and fold. I like to do the straight edges first and then add the corners. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck, let's get a little closer. I'm going to tuck this edge down into the corner so that I'm making sort of a little box on the end. See how that works? And then I'm going to take that box and I'm going to fold it around, keeping that edge real tight into the corner, and press that down. Okay, so there is the first edge of our frame. Now take a pen or a pencil, and what I'm doing is I'm pushing down inside there so that I really get a tight bond on my adhesive. Okay, if you're using liquid glue like the green lid glue, you're going to have to hold this to make sure it grabs. All right, and then on the other straight side, so not one with a diagonal, just all the way straight, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring this corner down to make my little square box, my little tube, and then I'm just going to roll that box down around to make the edge of my frame. And same thing, use that pen to really burnish that adhesive line so that you get a really strong bond. Okay, now this is where my edges are going to come in, and this is also where if you are pulling these up and you're like, it doesn't fit in there, then go ahead and look back and make sure that you cut away the score line as you cut these on the side. If you left some of the score line in there, like I was saying, I cut away my pen lines. If you left the score line on your piece that you're keeping, you're going to have trouble getting it to fit. So try just cut a little bit more. All right, because I messed this up with the adhesive, I'm going to add a little more. More adhesive is always a good choice, right? All right, and this is where I said I was going to add the mini glue dots. So I'm going to go ahead and on my corner piece, I'm going to put a mini glue dot right here at the first corner. Oh geez, I'm stuck to the table again. Hey, you guys are going to love this project. Really, it's not that hard. It just has some adhesive on it. Okay, so see where those mini glue dots are now? They're going to go ahead and help to stick down. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tuck the end into the corner and make that box shape, and then just roll my box around between the two edges. And you want to kind of nudge those corners in at the same time. Now, you can't reach a pen in there anymore to press that down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it to the back side, and right where that edge is going to be, because I have a nice strong box, I can go through and just with one line, I just use the edge of my pen. You could use a bone folder, but I just about a quarter inch or half an inch away, I just press that frame down so that it's nice and flat. And then those mini glue dots help to hold the corners in place. So other end, I'm going to do the same thing. Fold this around so that I have sort of my little box shape, and then take that box and roll it right into the frame. Nudge those corners tight, nudge that corner tight, press that down. Oh, don't squish it. That was good. Okay, don't do that either. There we go. Okay, nudge that corner down, but obviously don't push too hard. And then on the back side, I'm going to take my my pen tool again and just press down right there where that adhesive line is. And there is our frame. Okay, so you have one from your Stamps the Mail Club kit that you have made in Night of Navy. And let's go ahead and pull out all of our embellishment pieces here so that we can get it decorated. So this is a neat art piece. The other thing that you're going to need is the frame backing. So there is a square of cardstock in here, and I like to fold this. There's one direction that it will fold more easily than others, so kind of flex it and see which way it wants to fold this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it on a diagonal. Here, I'll show you with a pen. On a diagonal from here to here. Can you see that? So I'm not going all the way to corner. I'm stopping about a centimeter, ½ inch from the edge, and I'm going to fold that. Hey, that pen thing was a good idea. It folded right on that line for me. All right, so that I have this piece here, all right? This is our kickstand for the back of our frame. And the way it works is like this. Let's see, like this. Okay, I always forget how it works. Put it on the back and lean it down, and let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, I always get it upside down. Okay, it flaps like this, all right? So this is the top of my frame here. I'm going to have it attached like this, and then it folds down from the bottom to hold there. Okay, so really my recommendation for this is to go ahead and play with it, figure out where it's going to run, where it's going to sit, and then hold your frame up, put your piece on the back. Okay, so I've got this on the back here, and then just set it on the table and see where it falls. Okay, there we go, so that it holds everything up. So there's where mine ended. Okay, and so now it sits on the table just like that. All right. Okay, so now let's decorate the front of it. You have the piece of Carried Away Designer Series paper, which you can put inside here. Okay, then grab your piece here. I find that when I'm cutting out these, I have little chads all over the place. When I'm cutting these balloons out, I love the precision base plate for making sure that everything is just cut perfectly. So go ahead and, oh, there's one little piece to punch out. Go ahead and grab this balloon, and then you're going to match up. There are a number of pieces that have die cuts that fit underneath here, just kind of like so. And I found that the easiest way to attach these was with the fine tip glue pen. So the needle tip on this one is very, very fine. Here we go. And I am just going to go ahead and put adhesive here. You can do this sitting on the table. I actually like to lift it up in the air because then my extra glue doesn't end up on my surface mat, and then I'm not trying to like get it off of things later. So I'm just going to go back and forth over a lot of these little lines. Okay. And then I'm going to flip these upside down and attach them over the glue. So there's the Watermelon Wonder layer, the Peekaboo Peach layer, the top Whisper White layer, which is this one, and the bottom Whisper White layer, which is this one. Oh, and you know what? I didn't get the basket. Kind of looks like a candy corn from this side. I'm going to put some adhesive here on my basket lines. And then rather than just going around the edges, I like to do a little bit in the middle too, so that I make sure that I have adhesive that's going to hold that together. All right, now, as with liquid glues, they take a second to grab sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and set it aside here with a clear black on it to make sure that that is pressed down. So here, I'll move it out of our range, but it's sitting there. And then here I have our greeting piece that we're adding to this. I'm going to go ahead and close up my fine tip glue pen. And that needle just goes right back in there. No glasses required, really. Okay, maybe glasses required. I'm going to use the Sending Smiles Across the Miles and ink this up in Night of Navy. You can use the Stampin' Spot that comes with your kit. And go ahead and trim this down just so it's not quite so tall. I'll cover up a little less of our pretty Designer Series paper. And then cut a banner tail here. So we're sending smiles across the miles. This would be a neat thing to put in a little box to mail to somebody or to share when you go visit a friend. And then one of my enamel shapes to put there on the corner. And then this piece I'm going to go ahead and adhere flat in my box. I'm going to put it right up against the edge of our frame. And then I have the two clouds, and of course the die cut clouds need dimensionals because we have a 3D art piece here. The little cloud works best with just a little fragment of dimensional, a littler fragment than that apparently. So I'm going to grab this little piece here from the edge. Remember, the edges of your dimensionals are, I mean, that's good good dimensional real estate. Make sure you use those. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my big cloud up here. I think I'm going to put it a little bit off the edge to sort of extend the visual part of it. And then we have this spot here for our balloon. So I just took my block off it, and we have our piece all ready to attach. And then you can go ahead and use dimensionals, or you can use other, but I'm going to kind of eye where this is going to go and put a dimensional here. And then I want it to stick pretty nicely. So I'm going to put another dimensional here towards the inside, and then that will raise our balloon up for our finished art piece. So there we go. You have a great way to use some of these pieces. Your stand on the back means you can have this, there we go, kick it out a little more, kickstand to stand on the table. And actually this kickstand strategy is a great one. I use this for lots of cute art pieces, chipboard, things like that. But there is your cardstock shadow box. So hope you found this tutorial helpful, and I can't wait to see what all you create. If you'd like to make this frame exactly like I've shown it, the pieces are all in the Stamps and Mail Club kit. I've got these kits for January, and you can request one from my website. They're exclusive to Loven Stamps. Just visit my website, request your Stamps and Mail Club kit. I'll get you a PayPal invoice, and your stamps and your projects and everything get delivered to your doorstep. If you already have a stamp set and you still want to make this project with a Stamps and Mail Club kit, it's no problem. You can pick something different to get with the product in your Stamps and Mail Club kit. So just let me know what you'd like instead of the stamps, or if you already have a Night of Navy ink pad and you don't need the spot or the enamel dots, you can always substitute. I have lots of people do that, and I'm very happy to help you with it. So everybody's got stuff on their Stampin' Up! Wish list. I'm sure you can find something else that you'd like. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching this video tutorial. I hope you will enjoy making your own cardstock shadow boxes. Happy stamping!